Hello, hello. It's been a while. Welcome to another Ramble video. This is 2 months in the making, considering I hadn't really been doing much in the game. There really didn't feel like a concerted pressure to put a ramble out, but here we are. You guys have been requesting it, so thought I'd throw one out, write down some topics, and supply a bit of content for your daily grind. Where have I been? I've been at uni a lot. As you may or may not know, this is my final year here. So, well, not final year for my undergrad, and then I'm still going to be on the same uni doing my master's degree. But that means that I've had a dissertation to write, my own particular project on social psychology. So that's going to be fun to finish up and do. Yesterday was the draft deadline, and I had like the worst writer's block for about a week or so. But I managed to power out yesterday a pretty decent, in my opinion, introduction draft. So I sent that off, and I'm going to get some feedback on that after Easter. Until then, during Easter, I'll just be chilling out, playing the game again. I can't wait to actually play something else other than thieving, which is pretty much all I've been doing while I've been either reading papers or revising or just relaxing at home. If I had any spare free time, I'd just be spending it at thieving. So, because this kind of been the only thing I'm really motivated to do at the moment. And considering I'm so close to, I'm under 200 hours to 200 mil now, so I'm like 160 hours left. It's really not that big of a deal. I didn't burn, like I got to 100 mil, and I remember talking to Parkour about feeling like the post 100 mil burn. It's like, ah shit, I'm halfway done, but I'm like, you know, it's a bit disconcerting. I really did feel it at like 108 mil or so. I'm just like, ah, fuck, what am I doing? But I just kind of powered through, and here I am, just a bit closer now. So that should be nice. In general, though, the dissertation is pretty well, going pretty well. I should have it done on the deadline. I'm not too worried about that. Whether it's good or not for me to keep up my predicted grade, which is a 2-1 honours, I don't know, but hopefully it's good enough. The introduction for the dissertation really gives you a good indication of how well you'll actually be doing on it. So, now that I've got a draft in for that, it's like 52 references in there. It's so much, but that's just product of the past years of research I've been doing to really get it down to get it down to a T. So I'm very proud of it, and hopefully it goes well. Unfortunately, though, outside of university work and Runescape work, there's not really much exciting news to talk about. Apparently, in my country, you can get locked up for telling a joke on being grossly offensive. So, if I didn't need any more reasons to want to move to America, then, you know, I've gotten all the reasons I need now. If you didn't already know, I'm pretty much, for my life trajectory, like in 10 years time, guaranteed I'll be trying to seek American citizenship. I don't really feel any strong pull towards my British citizenship. Like nationally, I guess I am, but in terms of like where I want to reside and live and be a part of, America's just the best country in the world. Honestly, the founding fathers were correct, and in overturning the empire. The empire was wrong, and we're kind of seeing why played out now. Exactly what's going on with in terms of tyranny to like tyrannical fucking countries, dude. It's just so fucking stupid. I can't actually believe that this is the case. Like, it's not that someone said on this topic of that guy getting locked up, or being found guilty of being grossly offensive, which is if any American, if my lovely American friend who is watching this video right now can't wrap their head around the fact that someone is getting put into prison for being offensive and for being a comedian, essentially. A comedian is being put into prison for making a joke. Like, it doesn't matter what the joke is, that's the principle. Oh, no one complained either. There were no complaints. It was a proactive case. It was not a reactive case. A crime had not been committed, and the police sought out this offence, dragged him through court for 2 years, and found him guilty of being grossly offensive. So that's the country I live in. Yeah, the phrase that really resonated with me on this topic is, it's not that we're not free, we're just lucky. because that's the precedent been set now. If you say anything offensive, you can get put into prison for a maximum of 2 years for making a joke that someone didn't like. You said something someone didn't like, and you get to be put into prison for 2 years. That's absolutely fucking unacceptable. I will not live under those conditions for as long as I need to. So it's currently like a fire in my belly. It's a lighter up my ass, as it were, to sort my life out, to make it give me the opportunity to get the fuck out of this country. I do not want to be here. Don't come to the UK. It's dead. The founding principles of classical liberalism have died, and they died a long time ago. I just didn't really realise it until I was a bit more aware of where my morality and politics lie. So, a bit depressing, unfortunately. But I guess there's light at the end of the tunnel where I can just get to the point where I can move to America, get a job there, and really establish myself. What it's kind of done, though, unfortunately, is kind of muddied any relationships I kind of hold here. Like, if I get romantically involved with someone here, it's got to be like, hey, I can't live in this country because it crosses my fundamental guiding principles of how I should live my life. So anyone who it could be seen as me like leading someone on or something, or like, I don't know. But so maybe I'm a bit more adverse to starting something now, knowing full well that I don't intend to be here for the next 10 years or so. Well, within the next 10 years or so. So we'll see. This is something I'm gonna have to think about eventually. What else do I have on the list? I've written down just like yesterday at like 11 at night when I was really tired. I thought, okay, I'm gonna do a ramble tomorrow. I need some topics. So these are just some phrases that came out of my thinking. I had my first stream in 2 months yesterday, which is really fun. But one of the things that came up during that stream was my rant on completionist mains. I regard mains who go for completionist content and hold morals as to how like people should go about doing that as the worst players, like the worst type of player that play in the game at the moment. I find that if you complain about people boosting for bosses, buying dragon imps for completionist stuff, any of that, and you regard yourself as like someone who's more moral or is doing it the right way, or you're doing it for your own self-satisfaction, I really do think that unless you hold those principles and you're not playing an Ironman, you're just a fucking pussy. That's what I actually think. Like it somewhat irritates me that you hold a standard for, say, like boosting corp, for instance, but then you're like, but then you buy your own potions, for instance. Like, where is the line here? And I don't think there is one. I think you're either for like full restriction of like the self-sufficient mindset, or you play alts. You play like 4 alts. Like, if you're not playing like 4 or 5 alts as a main to, get that advantage or just whatever, you're not playing it properly. You're not playing it at the most efficient level. You can't call yourself efficient as a main and not play alts. You just can't, because the standard has been raised to the point where that efficiency standard is so high now that to reach it and still call yourself, to not reach it and still call yourself efficient is just like it's just not, it doesn't make any sense to me. So it's something that bothers me that probably shouldn't. Like, how other people play the game shouldn't really bother me, but I kind of just see it as like a principled failing, and it's like a lack of character to not live up to that type of. If you're yeah, it's like I'm holding you to your own like moral standard, right? Because I don't personally care, but you care enough to make it apparent to say that you care. Like, it's a thing to you, but you're not doing it the most proper way, right? And the thing about Ironman mode is every single thing that you get is part of like completionism, in a sense. Like, all of the drops, like literally every single one. Like, go for every PVM item. That's like thousands of pets you can go for, just at different rates. Like, some pets, right, are really short amount of hours, but there are some items on average are higher hours than most pets in the game. More like a handful of pets in the game, right, at like max efficiency rates. So like getting like, say, a Dragon Warhammer is technically more impressive than some of the lower pets that you can get, and on a main, you can just buy that, but you don't get that sense of satisfaction. On an Ironman, however, like if you have a Dragon Warhammer and you like average to unlucky drop rate, then you know that's pretty much a pet grind essentially. Like, but it's something you did yourself, and if you really are a big fan of that type of content, then why not just do the game mode where it's kind of like it's rewarding you for doing something which is akin to the thing that you're already like doing in the first place. Plus, you still get to be moral about it because you have restricted yourself, and it's not arbitrary. There's a set guideline and rules to it. Now, if you push those boundaries, then that's fine. Again, I don't really personally care, but if you're holding yourself to like a super moral standard, for instance, say like for instance, back in the day when there wasn't Wilderness Slayer, and to get a rune pouch, you either had to kill Venenatis on World 18, or you boosted for it. Now, if you were like if you espel like some sort of moral virtue about playing a game mode properly, yet you boosted for your rune pouch, then it's just you're just a pussy. Like, I just can't fathom it on like a personal level. Personally, I don't care, but I care enough to like hold you to your own moral standard. So just like the same. The next topic as well is like about ultimates and the death mechanic changes. Like again, it's like you know full well that the game mode that you're playing is super restrictive, and that was the point. The whole suiciding thing and the loot bag stuff is like that. It bothers me. It bothers me a bit that there's such like a complaint of like protect the integrity of the game mode and whatever. It's like I've stopped caring enough to where if the game changes, I'll just adapt. You know, if it makes you quit, it makes you quit. But maybe you weren't maybe you weren't playing. Maybe Ultimate Ironman wasn't really for you, and you didn't really want all these like super hard restrictions. Now and plus it's like this. Where's the competition in it really, to where like the discontinued argument would be something that would come up. It's like, who cares if you can't get an item anymore? You probably shouldn't have been able to get that item anyway. Like the only reason you're able to get that item is because of the loose death mechanics in the first place, which weren't originally part of the game. And to have like special privileges for your account, even though the whole point of the game mode is to be restrictive, right? Is to play it purposely so it's harder, it's more challenging. Being like, oh no, you're making this too hard now. It's like, nah, man. Like you play with the hand that you've been dealt, and if you're not a fan of that particular hand, then you can fold it and quit. Like shut it. Like either play or quit. Don't complain, because the feeling that you may have like any sort of bearing on the game direction, I've given up on that a long time ago as well. I don't vote in polls anymore. Like there's no point. There's no real point. Like who cares? Just play the fucking game. Like shut up. Like play or quit. Yeah, shut up and play. That's what I think about this, about these like future changes and like game integrity and all that type of stuff. Like yeah, I can complain, I can whine, but am I gonna hold it to any like serious matter where like I'll quit over something? Like I don't think so. Like I'm not like, okay, I'm principled and everyone else should quit. It's like, nah, man. Just like if I quit, you'll see me just go and not really making much of a sound about it. Yeah, I don't know how like the kind of hubris to have like the whole game, like a whole particular game mechanic, especially one as like contingent to the game as death mechanics are. Walk around your own particular game mode because you don't like it. It's like, man, you got to think about the bigger picture here. Like, would you rather a game to play, like a self-sustaining game to play where shit isn't devalued to the point where you're like, fuck. But then again, I play an Ironman mode. I play Ironman, so I don't really care about item prices or anything. I haven't really considered myself about the economy for a while. I'm still interested in it. It's just, you know. But yeah, just shut up and play, man. That's what I felt. I've written down water. Randy on Twitter was complaining about people drinking in England, and I kind of agree with him actually. Like party culture isn't necessarily like it's not necessarily party culture because I go out to clubs and stuff, but I don't drink as much. But like getting fucking wasted is just like I know why people do it, but it's depressing to why people do it, and then they justify it as, oh, it's just being British, you know. It's like, no, you're just being like sad and depressed and feeling like you need to drink or something. But then there is the other side, like, yeah, I drink to have a good time, but like I don't understand like the 10 pints in type shit where like you're just like drinking to get fucked up. Being fucked up in of itself is the goal. It's like, nah, man, I thought the whole goal was to have a good time, and then you stop. Like you get to the point where you have a lot of self-control to where like you don't have to rely on getting drunk to run away from your misery. Then again, the after party bar was free, so I guess it's another British thing to take advantage of free alcohol if it's being offered. Because shit, man, that shit is expensive. But unless you get the white lightning, but you know, big fan of water, and big fan of people being a big fan of water and pushing that as opposed to feeling the need to drink. I've already talked about America, but I'm becoming every day an increasingly bigger fan of the founding fathers and what they did. Like I'm pretty much lost for words. I can't wait to go, and I can't wait to just be there for the rest of my life because it's the best country that's ever existed. Quite honestly, it's just so fucking sick. It's so good, and I can't wait to go. Yeah, that's pretty much that. I'm going to Lundy Island again. So back in 2016, I went to Lundy Island. It's off the northern coast of Devon in the United Kingdom. It's like a 5-mile long island, right, where there's no trees because the wind just kind of cut them all down. And there's loads of puffins and gulls and seals and just cows and shit. And you know, there's like 20 people who live on. There's like 20 people, a church and a pub. That's it. It's just a beautiful place. And I went there last year. No, on 2016 for a university trip, and I should be going again this year, so that'll be fun. I never thought I'd be able to go back, but I'm going back, so that's fun. And it's really cheap as well, like 30 quid for the food for the whole week. Accommodation's free, travel's free. Just need to I'm gonna probably budget 200 quid for it, and that's for a week on an island where there's no mobile signal, and you just get to chill and really eat and relax. It's just so nice. So can't wait. Google Lundy Island, and you'll be able to love it. It's quite lovely. So let's bring it back to RuneScape now. So what are my current goals at the moment? I'll finish 200 mil thieving pretty soon, definitely by the end of April. Before I go to Lundy, I'll have thieving done. And then I don't quite exactly know. I mean, I was meaning to do 20 mil all right. So maybe I can just knock out fletching real quick again. Everything's banked except for smithing, and I just need the money to buy all that. The rest of it's just playing essentially. But do I care enough to go for 20 mil ore anymore? I don't know. Doing thieving kind of just allowed me to just do a skill that I didn't mind doing in a row. ZMI is one of those methods where I'm just I don't mind doing that, but it's going to take so fucking long to do. And there's so much more I need to do in terms of prepping for that, getting the stamina potions, for instance, and getting all the essence for it, doing all the things that I would need to get cap the essence. That so doing all the Zoro I need to do, for instance, that type of thing, raids, spending all the essence from raids. And it only gets you 80 mil, and then I'm not really a big fan of staying at Bloods to finish off rune crafting because it's not AFK enough for me actually. ZMI and Bloods are the same amount of tolerance for me, and I'd much rather do ZMI. The only thing about ZMI is that it's blocked by essence, so you need the essence for that, which is unfortunate. But I don't know what else I would do, honestly. I'm not really that big of a fan of the other skills. Maybe I'll do crafting, for instance. I mean, I've got so many fucking gems, right, that it'd be kind of incumbent on me to do crafting after I just did gem nights, and then I might just spend the rest of my days on the roofs alching free items a lap and getting as high agility as possible. Maybe that's what I'll do. Other things I'm considering are some PVM stuff, so going to raids, getting a dragon hunt, a crossbow and rigger, so I can go back to Slayer, so I can do Vorkath. That'd be nice. I still don't have an imbued heart since I dropped it, so but I'm not really that too bothered about it anymore. So that's fine. But yeah, all the other skills, I'm just I'm not really that bothered by them. There's no real particular method that's really jumping out to me on a phonological sense. Maybe herbivore, Urba and Tyler have been doing a lot of herbivore as well, so maybe that might jump out. Especially there's a client called Runelight, which is open source and openly developed, and I'm on their Discord, and they have a herbivore plugin which was super fucking broken, because it would tell you exactly which one to click, because like it just knew from the game code which one to click, right, which is like super fucking broken. But they fixed it to where it's just like it shows you on the minimap where the path goes and which boxes to click and stuff, and like so that would just make it way easier where you didn't have to misclick anything. It'd be like agility essentially, where you just click boxes. It has like the click area and it tells you where to go and that type of stuff. So that might be fun. I'll have so many fucking alks to do from doing thieving and battle staves. Like these battle staves are like, I don't know, like a year old. Actually, they're not a year old because I hadn't even maxed yet. But I haven't even maxed I haven't even been maxed a year. Like that'll come up in June. But these battle staffs are just so fucking old. Plus, I have like another 20k battle staffs to do in the bank. I haven't done a seaweed run in a long time as well, but I've got enough orbs to kind of, I think, nearly cover all of those. So maybe I'll get like a fat cash stack and just kind of spend it all eventually. Maybe that'll be my next goal. Get as high crafting XP as possible. So make all the bracelets, make all the battle staffs, enchant them all that type of shit, and just see what I can do with that type of thing. Just get a fat cash stack and then see what happens from there. What else? I want to talk about nerd culture for a bit. So I tweeted out a series, a YouTube series. It's like a 6-part series on what's wrong with nerd culture, and I think it really resonated with me in terms of like the consumer aspect of it and how just kind of shit nerd, like being a nerd is. Like there's way more to life than, you know, being a NEET. In my like to be honest thread that I put up when I was trying to write my dissertation, a few of the TBHs I gave out was like there's more to life than just playing RuneScape, man. And I'm kind of feeling that, like all of the type of people who surrounds themselves with like memorabilia and obsesses over like this type of shit. It's like, yeah, I get it, but like it seems really vapid and void of any substance or meaning. It's just like, yeah, you like your whole existence is to buy other shit people created just so you can say that you like this, and then yeah, I don't know. Like, so I'll put a link in the description for the playlist. I really do recommend it. It's quite nice. It really like pins down exactly what the issue is with like geek and nerd culture and how just not appealing it is to me anymore. Like, there's way more to like. I'm so much more enjoying just like, you know, being outside and away from technology and not really attaching myself to any particular nerd type shit. I mean, like, I have my likes, you know. Like recently, you'll be getting into like 1999 to 2003 trance music, because there's this artist called Porter Robinson, and he has like an alter act called Virtual Self, which I've been really heavily into at the moment. It's reminding me a lot of what music that Acid Soul would play, which is another thing I kind of want to do what he did, just like have like a radio slot where I just play trance music and do agility and fishing. That'd be fucking nice. But maybe like Lost in the Flow 2.1 or something, or call it something different, but be like an Acid Soul, the Acid Soul experience, where I would kind of trying to revive some sort of grinding mentality type thing, because that always fascinated me as well. But yeah, I have my like little quirky nerdy shit things that like really obscure or niche things that I'm into, but it's not like who I am as a person. It's more just like if you really got to know me, that would be the extent of it. But it's like it's not like an outwardly like part of my identity to where like it's so important to me that it's the first thing people know. You can fucking tell really quickly who's the nerd and who isn't just by like, I don't know, the weird Pokemon bag that they have, you know, that type of shit. Like that's who they are. It's like some other not obscure, but like some like Japanese like creations. Like, what about your own culture? What here appeals to you? And that's where I've been learning a lot more about philosophy and politics and morality and that type of stuff from a dissertation. That's really fascinated me to really kind of dig a bit deeper into who I am as a person. And I'm not just the product of the hobbies that I enjoy. I'm kind of more than that. And the realization that I can't really mask like the emptiness that's inside of me with just like consumer shit, where I just like buy like toys and games and all that type of stuff. Like, you know, it's kind of like you're kind of like overcompensating here. Like, what is your main purpose in life? What are you for? You know, and I think I'm for freedom, which is kind of why I want to be in America. So Last topic I've got on here is life after uni, and I don't really know. I know for sure I'll still be where I am now. I nearly said the city, but you probably already know that by now. I'll still be here for the next year or so doing my masters. After that, I'll be just trying to find a way to get to America. Honestly, like I'm sick and tired of Europe. It's just shit. It's a meme. Honestly, it's just like there's no freedom here. You're not free here. You're just lucky. You're just lucky that they didn't come after you yet. So, a bit depressing, but that's about it. As for now, the nice thing about this game, though, and probably the reason why I'm still playing it after all this time, like I started playing this game when I was 12 and I'm 26 now. The probable reason why I still play this game is because I can always just come back to it, you know, as long as I don't get fucking hacked, which always worries me. Which is why I'm pretty super fucking vigilant with my details now. Shout out to Fraser for doxing me and telling me all my security flaws. Fixed all that now, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, the reason I'm kind of a bit more private with that type of thing is I'd always love to come back to this and just be like, yeah, let's keep going, because the goal is so wide and big that and there's so much, like there's so many different like appealing things to do that there's always something to do here, especially on Ironman mode. You can't really get bored when there's so much completionist shit to do, you know. So there was that. Rest of the day, just gonna. I've already been doing agility for the ramble. Like, can't really. You don't want to like hear me like keep clicking and when I'm doing thieving, but because that would be really annoying. But I'll stop here, and I hope you enjoyed this ramble video. In the description there'll be just a few links of the things that I've been talking about. So I don't know, Lundy Island, Virtual Self, Nerd Culture. Oh, I've been one last thing. I've been watching parkour videos to distract myself, and fucking hell, man, I really want to learn how to do that. Like, I want to learn how to do like a front flip. That'd be sick, dude. Like I'll link a few videos in the description as well, just things I've been watching. It's like, holy fucking shit, like people climbing like scaffolding and cranes and like jumping gaps and jumping roofs and shit. It's like, fuck, man, it looks so fun. Because like through the first couple videos, it's like they're really super high up and you're like, ah shit, this is super scary. But after a while I just got super desensitized to it, to the point where there's a wall outside. I live above some shops on the street, right? So I've got like a wall which has like a 10-foot, like 12-foot drop. I wouldn't die from it. It's not a death drop, but it's like if I fell off the wall, it'd be like a significant injury or something. I'd probably be hospitalized. But I've just been kind of like once a day, just like walking along that, like keep getting my balance ready and just like kind of desensitizing myself to heights. There's also a roof that's above the Sainsbury's I'm above, right? And I really want to get on that roof, but the only way to get on that roof, I did a bit of investigating around the area, and the only way to get on that roof is through the Sainsbury's shop. So I'd have to get a job at Sainsbury's to be able to get on that roof, and it'd be so nice to get up there because I can see it from a bedroom window, right? It's just but no one's ever up there because there's no reason to be up there. It's just like, but it'd be nice to just sit up there and chill, you know. But whatever. I tried to look at some other roof accesses around the area I'm at. There's this one building which is being worked on at the moment. So, but I haven't been on the back of there. I might go do that today. But the only way to get up there should be just through the front entrance. But there are people there, so you can't really sneak in and get up there and take pictures and stuff. So there are a few other buildings in my city which people I've seen on YouTube climb up, and that looks really fun. So I might go do that. And there's this abandoned chocolate factory near where I'm at, where people have been climbing up that as well. So I might go there and explore that before it gets demolished. So yeah, parkour, man, fucking looks so sick. And I might join like a gymnastics gym and just get super fit. And in 2 years' time, I'll be doing backflips and shit. That'd be fun. Really inspired to do that type of shit. So anyway, that's the ramble. Closing at 30 minutes. It's a pretty good time for you guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. I can't really necessarily promise that it'll be anything regular anymore, mainly because I'm not doing as much in the game to where like it requires me to like give you monthly updates. I just went straight to 200 mil thieving. There's not really much to update there. But in terms of like just rambling about different shit, happy to oblige. If there's any topics that come up in the next month or so, I'll be happy to compile them into something which is interesting to listen to at least. So thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Follow me on Twitter just to keep up to date, and do my fucking survey, because I need more people to make it a bit more, reliable and valid, Oh well. Cheers guys, have a good day, and drink water.